Rhino, in terms of today's game, why do you think Fulham were just so much better than Man United today?
I just think that it's a performance with an opposition side that's been coming. To be honest, all these games that we've won, we have not been a good. We haven't played well at all. So it just took the right team to capitalize on their chances. And Staffy said a very, very important thing when when you spoke about the whole luck thing. When we win, we don't when we get the near close shave wins, we don't consider how lucky we was. And when all these opposition sides miss all their chances, we don't consider how lucky we was not to lose. So now the luck has run out and we've lost. You feel me? So I just feel like it doesn't matter what opposition it is, whether it was Fulham or Brighton or whatever team we play, this game was always coming and United deserved to lose. Even when we won, when we was winning these games against Villa, against Luton, against West Ham, we didn't deserve to win, in my opinion, And I just feel like this is why I kept on using the car analogy. The car eventually was going to break down. We couldn't keep doing this. All the games that we won, the games that we were missing, all those one-on-one chances, why we were not being clinical is because we have no composure. Kobe Mainoo is the only person that's been the most composed. And it's like it doesn't affect the whole team. It's like it kind of gives us a bit more luck because if it goes through him, we can kind of sustain it a little bit. But we can't rely on one kid. We need the Brunos and the Casemiros and everyone else to step up and secure that team, secure the midfield. But I just feel like it was coming. This was always coming. We finally put Ahmad on the right. Why are we playing Bruno on the right? We all know it does not work. What does it take? I think I said in the group chat, does it take someone to get injured before he decides to say, you know what, let me put Ahmad on the right? And I'm not on this whole Ahmad agenda and Ten Hag's against him. My whole point is when you see something clear, you fix it. We have a missing player on the right. We have somebody that can fit that position. Why are we putting Bruno there? It doesn't make no sense.
I said it's insanity. It's insanity to do the
crazy.
Same thing over and over again. You know what it is right now? I think I was watching Saeed's the other day, and you guys were talking about what's going to happen. How are we going to switch Højlund, blah, blah, blah. And I think one of you guys said, watch Bruno be on the right eventually at some point in the game. It might have been you. It might have been someone else. And you know what? I thought about it. I was like, bro, why would I put it past this manager to not actually do that? Because he's shown me more than once that he makes a mistake, and then he makes a mistake again. That's not a sign of a top manager. You know what a top manager does? The top manager makes a mistake and he's like, you know what? Today I learned. I'm not going to do that again. How many times have we seen him repeat the same mistake over and over again? Because I'm looking at it. I was like, you know what? If Forsen is going to play down the middle, because he's the only player that can technically replace what's his name? Højlund, and on the physical aspect as well, because Ahmad is not as physical as Højlund. He's nowhere near the same player Højlund is. So if he's looking for a similar profile, I'm like, you know what? I get that. I'll understand that. I don't agree with that. I would do something different, but at least he's trying to go for like. What does he do? Moves Rashford, middle, Garnacho, left. It's like a domino. Like he just moves everything over. And then pours Forsen on the right. And then that right-hand side was completely dead for the whole game. Yeah. And I'm like, hold on a minute. I don't need to be Garnacho's biggest fan. But I know he's gotten some performances for the right. Definitely better than anything he's done on the left. He's not my cup of tea, but I've seen it work there sometimes. Rashford, listen, Rashford hasn't had his good season, but I know Rashford's best position is there. My best chance to get a performance from Rashford is to put him on the left. So if I have to just shoehorn someone in the middle, it is what it is. Let's just do it for the next 3 games until Højlund is back. But no, this manager decided, let's just move and switch everything over. So
he
to make up for
the wrong priority. He does it in the wrong priority.
To make up for one position, you ruin 2 more positions.
Yes, yeah.
And how is that a sign of a top manager?
Plus left back. I mean, plus
left back.
The left back thing is, look, again, we weren't great with him there, but play Amrabat there again. I'm not saying Amrabat is good at left back, but he's better there than Lindelof. And you add all those things in. I'm taking nothing away from Fulham. They did deserve to win. But I'm also getting to a point where I'm like, but every team, even the crap ones, outplay us. They just may not outscore us. And that for me is why, again, I've had so many people call me out in the last few weeks. But the win. I'm like, yes, people struggle with layered thinking. Yeah, I'm happy that we won the game. I'm like you, Cam. I'm like, yes, I want to win games. I don't feel right. I don't ever feel happy when we lose. But at the same time, I've said all along, especially the last 5-6 weeks, I'm looking at our performances as to whether or not I change my mind about Ten Hag. And there is zero performance from this team. And that's the performance is where the sustainability comes from. When you look at, for instance, people keep talking about Arsenal and they're flashing the pan. The lack of opportunities they give teams in the Premier League shows you they're a quality team. We concede. So we've only 2 teams in the Prem, Luton and Luton and Burnley, have conceded more shots on goal this season than Man United. That in itself should, when you're at a club our size, with the money we spend, and by the way, with the talent we have, that's embarrassing. We do have talent in this team. I'm not saying we can't improve it. I'm not saying it can't get better. But we wouldn't sign 95% of the players from the team in 9th down, maybe barring Chelsea, maybe a bit of an anomaly in there. We wouldn't sign any of their players to improve us. Yet they all play better football than us. How Man United fans are not understanding this, not seeing this, not realizing it. It's crazy to me. It really, really is. I want to go to some of these super chats in a minute, but Michael's with us today. What are you saying, Mike?
You know what? I think there needs to be a rule where certain football becomes illegal to play. And I think Ten Hag's football should be the number one court case for football that should not be played, because my high school team was better coached than what Ten Hag has been showing us.
And you're American as well. Flipping hell. That's crazy.
It's so bad to watch. Today, I saw Lukic and Harrison Reed look like Kroos and Modric for 90 minutes. Andreas Pereira was styling on us. This guy's a United reject. We sold him for a reason. Iwobi.
Good money.
Eventually, the goal was going to come from Iwobi, and it ended up being the winner. He had about 5 bad shots in the first half. 6 times the charm for him. I just don't understand. Safi brought up Forsen. Forsen has against Wolves when that winner for Manu. Forsen's the one that was playing central and created the space for Manu to score the goal. So it's evident that he has been more of a central player as opposed to the winger that you thought he was in preseason. Yeah, you put him on the right. The kid has no pace. He obviously could tell that he's essential because he kept drifting inside for majority of the game. There was a point, I think it was about the 35th minute mark, that every single player at United except Dalot and Casemiro were on the left-hand side. Not 8 players were on the left-hand side, and you had about 2 on the right-hand side in Casemiro, who's just there to spam the ball, and Dalot because he's the right back. Forsen was at left center, at left wing. You saw Kobe Mainoo was like, I don't get on the ball enough at right center mid, so let me go on the left so I can get the ball. Bruno's already there. Bruno, who, by the way, we talk about love-hate relationships. Bruno has a hate relationship with the football. There's no love with him with the football because there was a point where he just got the ball and he sliced it in the air. He hates football. He hates us because
when he hit it first time, it was bouncing something like
that.
Yeah.
I don't understand what he wants to do.
I lost that. I kept laughing when he did that.
And then the substitutions. Christian Eriksen. We've had a good 3 weeks without seeing Christian Eriksen. It was a beautiful 3 weeks. You bring him back in, and you could just tell that. No disrespect to Eriksen. He's been a great player in the past, but he's just not built for this football that Ten Hag wants to play.
Yeah, Michael, can I hop on that? Because I was gonna bring it up myself. That Eriksen's cameo is one of the worst substitution performances I've ever seen in my flipping life. First contribution he had was giving the ball away for no damn reason. You see him, I liked when he was at Tottenham, brilliant player. When he's at Inter, struggling a bit, but he wins the league with Inter. Fair play. First season with us, again, up and down, but I respected what he was trying to do for the team. Now, I don't want to see him ever play for Man United after that performance.
I'm going to defend him. I'm going to defend him.
Defend him now.
No, I defend him this way. You're not wrong in what you're saying now. Yeah. I absolutely agree. But a lot of people feel that way about Varane. A lot of people feel that for one reason or another. A lot of people feel that way about Casemiro now. You notice another pattern. People join Man United and regress. Everybody who rode, we're basically like acid. Do you know what I mean? You come to Man United and you were going to wilt away. Because when he was at Brentford, when he came back after the heart attack, he looked good. We were all excited about him coming in. His first 5-6 months at Man United, when he created that partnership, ironically with Casemiro, between that end of that September and when we won the Carabao Cup and he got injured just before it, him and Cass were playing brilliantly together. What happens? Same with Bruno, same with Pogba, same with everybody. Go backwards. Some just go backwards straight away. Others, it takes a little bit of time. But I watched him today, and he's probably on the ball one of our most technically gifted football players. Looks awful. He looks no better in this team now than Scott McTominay. And for me, that again, I can't look at anybody other than, it isn't just the manager. It is what's behind him. But I just don't. This idea that we're going to bring new people in behind the manager, it's going to make the manager better. These players aren't going to have it. They're not going to have it. Move them all on.
And you know what, with that sub as well, like, we mentioned Amrabat, right? Amrabat, if you're gonna start him, start my left back because he's better than Lindelof. He's on the bench. Well, if he's gonna be on the bench and Casemiro gets hurt, play Amrabat.
I forgot about that. Jesus,
why have you? I was sitting there taking Casa and brought X. I was like, wait, but we have a for DM on the bench. Who you fought for? Let's not forget. He fought for Amrabat to the very flipping end. This whole, I gave him my word and I made sure that we got him nonsense that we heard in the press. But he has not used him. And what's funny, he fought for it. The scouting department said he won't be good for the Premier League. He ignored that, fought for him, and now has just said, oh yeah, I don't think he's that good anyway. So it's just things like that.
And the most annoying bit, I actually think Amrabat would have done much, but like a lot of these players would have actually done better if our manager had coached his style of football that he did at Ajax from day one. I think a lot of these guys would look better, but it's that he brings them in from his old world, but then he isn't trying to play that football. It's absolutely, I said it before, it's like, imagine you run a bakery and you make the best cakes in the world. And then you go to work at a new eatery and you hire your same team that made these best cakes, but now you're getting them to cook meat. There's a chance they're not as good at cooking steak, do you know what I'm saying, as they were at bakery. And it's an absolute shit show. Pav's with us as well. What are you saying, Pav?
This, we've been expecting it. We've been playing crap against anyone, home or away. We get dominated home and away. So losing today is not surprising. It's been coming. And our biggest threat was probably Harry Maguire. That tells you everything. And ironically, it was probably he was part of that. Part of it was his fault that we conceded at the end. It was like the Big Show chasing after Usain Bolt at the end. Why didn't he just take him out? Why have we got an elephant chasing off? Why is the elephant chasing after that guy? But yeah, it's been coming. And it's been coming. And that Ineos group, they've all been sitting there for however many weeks. They can see that this football's not good. And if I see Eric Ten Hag in this job next season, I will have to question this. I'll have to question Ratcliffe and them lot, because watching this football is painful. And the pro Ten Hag inners, they'll tell us it's about results, but none of them want to say anything about the performances. None of them want to say where's his style of play. This guy has no style of play. I don't know why we bought him. It's going to be 2 years. 2 years with no style of play. And you wasted £100 million. We could have had more depth in this squad, but you wasted £100 million on two players we didn't need in Mason Mount and Onana. We could have had depth in the attacking positions and depth in the defensive positions. Our main left back is injured. The backup to the left back is injured. Now the backup to the backup is injured, and we sent the only guy who was fit back to Tottenham, to Brentford. Like, what are we doing at this club?
No, I don't understand. You loaned one out. Don't forget.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then we loaned out that youngster as well. He's gone. I don't get what we're doing, and now we're gonna have to play Amrabat. And this week, these 8 days could be the worst 8 days of our season. Lost to Fulham, we could be out the FA Cup and a beaten against City next Sunday as well. And Rasmus Højlund's not going to be there. Casemiro might not be there. Lindelof's not going to be there. What are we going to do? We could be this is bad, but you look come in next Sunday, it could be even worse. I don't know who said earlier, they're not angry.
I'm up for it. Listen.
Oh, I said I'm not angry. You know what it is? I'm tired of saying the same thing every week and literally getting clipped up for not celebrating. I just don't want to celebrate because I didn't think we played well. But people told me if I start doing backflips every time we score goals, we're probably going to be a better team. And unfortunately, it's not. So it definitely wasn't me. It's definitely not the fans like me and you and everyone else who thinks that the performances were not sustainable. At the end of the day, believe it or not, it's on the manager. I know that might be a surprise to a lot of Ten Hag inners, but it is on the manager. And the manager doesn't set up this team well enough, home and away, against top teams and against smaller teams. We're playing Fulham. But look at our recent run. It's not a tough run. People celebrated Luton. People celebrate. Yeah, we had to win today. We win. We're on.
Top four is done. Top four is done. The best we can do is Europa League, because we're not getting 3 points against City. Today was a must win. Villa won today. They I think they won 4-2. Tottenham have still got a game in hand because they haven't played this week. we're done for top 4. It's not happening. If we get knocked out of the FA Cup, the season is over. The season is literally over.
What's crazy about it as well? We get into a position where you're like, oh, you know what? Win today, and we're really in the hunt. As soon as that pressure's on, this football team, this football club absolutely capitulates because they've got absolutely no bottle. And a lot of people, I know people don't like the word bottle, but it's Cockney rhyming slang for bottle and glass arse. It means you shit yourself when the pressure gets on top, is all it means. And
I just learned that for the first time.
Yeah, bottle and glass means arse. It's Cockney rhyming slang. Yeah,
I thought bottling just means like you threw it away, you know, like you
no. It means it's you'd say someone's because the way you would use it, you'd be out on a night out and it gets a little bit on top, and one of your mates, everyone's got a mate in a group, so he runs off. It's like, where'd James go? Aye, he bottled it. His arse went. He shit himself. That's where it stems from. Yeah. So yeah, like at the end of the Cockney rhyming slang is used all over the place, but people don't realize. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, look, it's we're just an awful football club. We really are. But the thing is, if we went on a really good run and played really well and the performances were really good, the same people saying that Ten Hag isn't, we don't need to judge him on his performances when we're winning these games, would be the first to say that's my manager. And I agree. If we turn this round, start playing brilliantly, I'd praise the manager. I would be happier. You can't just look at wins when you're looking at the future of your football club.